Folks, hello and welcome to Iron Rations, the twice a month live stream by Joe the Lawyer.
Hello, everybody.
I got to remember my screen's reversed. I got to point in the right direction. Joe the Lawyer and myself, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. Yeah, by the way, we're over 1,000 subscribers. I thank you all. Keep spreading the word. We'll only get
awesome.
better. We'll only get better, or scarier as the case may be. But
it's going to get scary when you have to fulfill your vow now. Which me and Matt Jackson, both of us, you're on for it too, Matt. $100 we vowed to pledge when you have to do your 80s aerobics outfit yoga routine with Rachel.
Yes, and she's already. So I won't be a total noob about it. We've already done some bed yoga. We're going to move on to some chair yoga.
Bed yoga? Is that a euphemism for something? Or?
No, it isn't. No, actually, it's a real thing because 10-car on the floor yoga might be call 911 to get 10-car off the floor. So you don't want to go to that extreme.
I know you're pain, man.
But chair yoga, meaning that I won't be splayed out on the floor. I know it would be amusing to watch. I just don't know if you all are going to be paying enough to make that a worthy charity.
I think a lot of people would pay for that, dude. There's no doubt you would get a whole ton of money for that one, man.
A whole ton of money.
Fantastic. I can't wait. And don't forget, it's got to be 80s style with the leg warmers and spandex, and it's got to be 80s colors.
Leg warmers. Wait. It's going to be yoga pants. Not going to be.
Oh, come on. Leg warmers.
I'll make sure.
Well, we don't want people getting confused between yoga and calisthenics.
Right.
No, but it's all about the humiliation of Eric. That's the key. That's going to get you the money here.
I think the yoga pants are going to be pretty humiliating when I get them in like a bright purple or pink. I think the humiliation factor will be fine. I don't think you're going to be missing out on that.
Well, I like the idea, of course, because I came up with it. The idea of having a table full of accessories that would be really, really fitting on like a 1970s New York City pimp from Times Square, like the feather boa, the big old hat with the feather in it. We're talking like bling. All the jewelry and the rings. If people would, $100 gets Eric to wear the hat during the yoga. $100 gets him to wear the feather boa. That's just why OnlyFans it. Yeah, exactly, man.
Listen, you should. You
if we use them as props and how he gets into certain poses, certain things.
I thought these people would have been happy with the Richard Simmons outfit going on, but obviously. They need more than a fat Richard Simmons.
Oh, Richard Simmons always wore those short shorts and the the pink wife beater. So if you're gonna do that, I mean that's
we're gonna do the pink wife beater because shirt. So we got to do that. So that we're gonna have. It's gonna be the Italian in pink or nothing.
This is fantastic. All platform shoes. Yes, platform shoes.
Matt, I can't do yoga in platform shoes. I can't.
Oh, this is fantastic.
No, you wear bare feet. No.
We got to get ideas, guys, because we'll have a table. You just buy it, send it to Eric, have it on the table, and then you can set prices. $50 for this, $100 for that. Oh, just we'll think of stuff. We'll think of strap on.
We can
strap on. Wear a strap on. That's a $500 thing right there. That's worth $500.
No. It's gonna be banned from YouTube.
Well, yeah, maybe. Damn it. Now that you're monetized, you can't fucking risk that. I know. You got big plans
not even the money's going to a good cause.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to get banned and have the stream shut down and people going, "Yo, I want my money back."
Yeah. That wouldn't be good. Yeah.
See, Joe. The problem is, you've hit that. I'm 50, but I still think like I'm 15. And as a 15-year-old, your ideas are cool.
Oh yeah.
But as a 50-year-old, you got to do. Well, the reality is, thank God I'm retired. But wow, this could get me banned.
Well, you, not me. That's why they're all good ideas.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not on me. I'm not out there with this. Trust me, you don't want to see a fat man in spandex. There's nothing worse than that. All right. I'm not out there in spandex in the feather boa. You are. So you lost all this weight, man. You got, flaunt that
I
shit.
didn't lose that much weight.
Yeah, flaunt that shit, dude. Own that.
All bodies are welcome.
Oh, that sounds like a. All bodies are welcome. Please drink the Kool-Aid.
Hey.
What?
Oh, God.
Just the way you said it, Rach. I'm not saying what you said. I'm saying the way you. All bodies are welcome. Drink the Kool-Aid.
Was this a Jeff
Salsa
Jones thing?
lands at midnight.
Jeff Jones, Jesus Christ. The Jones farm, Jeff Jones. You know what I'm talking about. The thing in
Yeah.
What the fuck was that guy's name? Jeff Jones is not a cult leader, as far as I know.
No, it was
Jeff Jones is not a cult leader.
Wasn't it like I want to say it's Jonesville, but not isn't it right either?
Jonestown.
Jonestown.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
There was a Jones involved in it, just
Yeah.
not the Jones. This is not the Jones you're looking for.
Matt just texted us and he says, what are the topics this week? I said, well, we already talked about Eric wearing a dildo. So we may or may not see Matt here soon, depending on that. Oh, God. Yeah. So anyway, Matt may or may not show. We'll have to read.
How not to market your YouTube channel?
Oh, for Matt? Man in a dildo? Come on, Matt will be here. He's on that shit. He's all over it.
Jim Jones. There we go.
Now I'll have to refer him to the earlier part of the video to catch us mocking him now. God.
Matt,
Hey.
Right. And that's Matt Jackson, not Matt Melman.
Yeah, not Matt. Yeah.
We got to make sure we know what Matt we are mocking.
Unless Matt Melman's a sock puppet. Matt, are you a sock puppet? That
Nah, he's legit.
Yeah.
He's legit.
Hey.
I'm not saying that Matt Jackson isn't legit, but
He's
Jackson.
legit though. He's legit on a Matt Jackson level though. But nobody is as legit right now in the history of the universe as fucking William Shatner. Because I just read and I shot you the link.
All right, hold on.
There?
Hold on a second. Ty, by the way, welcome.
Big news. Hey Ty. Big news here. I don't know if you guys heard this.
And Fugly, hold on.
Fugly.
There we go.
Fucking William Shatner is going to space, boys and girls. He's taking Jeff Bezos's rocket ship up there. Now, I told my brother this. He's like, fucking awesome. He goes, and my brother, I give him credit for this one. He goes, he better wear the Star Trek outfit. I want to see him wearing that, wearing the one that looks like a peacoat, or at least the Star Trek, the symbol, the Enterprise, something. I mean, the Star Trek symbolism, man. He's 90 fucking years old. This guy's going to space. Yeah. Now, my first thought is, motherfucker's going to die. He's never going to survive the G-forces. But then my second thought was, it's Captain Kirk. Where else can Captain Kirk die except outer space on a fucking dangerous mission? It's perfect. It's fucking perfect. Even if he does die, he'll go out in the best blaze of glory ever in history. I don't want to see him die. He's the man. But my God, how awesome is this?
He would be the oldest person ever to travel to space with this heroic ride. The Canada native. See, we need Greg Gillespie here so we can mock Greg. Native's 15-minute flight will occur sometime in October.
This October already? Well, they might to get him in before he actually dies of something.
Right.
Else.
You can't wait. Yeah.
I don't want to fuck around. He said, yes, get him up quick. Oh, God. That's fantastic, man. This guy's a badass. I'm sorry. He's just a badass. I liked him as Captain Kirk. I liked him as TJ Hooker, even. All those riding the car hood, the famous SNL skit they did about that, with him acting out as TJ Hooker. I liked him in Boston Legal. There's a Boston Legal, the one where he was Denny Crane. I think it was on Boston Legal. Fantastic acting, man. It was epic. Yeah. This is great. This is great.
Him and his toupee. They've gone everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Goddamn. Yeah, it might be the first toupee in space. I bet you NASA doesn't allow toupees. I mean, this might be the first toupee in space. Holy shit.
And here's the thing, too. Right? Didn't NASA or didn't the International Space Symposium, whatever, redefine what makes you an astronaut now? It isn't actually reaching. Yeah, it isn't just reaching space. You have to be going
up there or something. I mean,
you have to go in there for scientific or reasons that further mankind's goals. So just being a space tourist doesn't make you an astronaut.
This is
anymore.
elitist bullshit. So the common pleb who puts up $500 million to go, the common guy
Right.
like
All
that
right, wait,
can't be called an astronaut. You know what I mean?
Listen, if the common guy is putting down 500 million, I'm sure he can bribe somebody to be labeled an astronaut.
No wonder why hasn't Elon Musk, if his ships are so fucking good, take one up there, motherfucker. But then again, he's probably the best hope this world may have for progressing into space for real, because God knows NASA isn't doing it. This guy is an amazing, brilliant man. Eric,
It costs money. Come on. And by the way, I don't know. Are you hearing the yodeling, the Filipino yodeling going on in my backyard?
No.
Okay. All right. So I can leave my window open.
That requires a little drinking or a little story. It's not like you're drinking there. That's
no. I got Filipino neighbors whose backyard is we're taxed like in a corner.
Yeah.
And they're younger. They're like college students and they're a little bit older, and they like the weekends. And they like the weekends to do outdoor karaoke with their pool table.
Dude, I love karaoke. I mean,
I'm not. And listen, they do a lot of Foreigner, and they do a lot of classic Eagles. But right now,
Foreigner with a Filipino accent, huh?
Yes, and I don't know how much they're usually speaking in Tagalog, but they sing in English. But as they get drunker and drunker, they get even more off key. And there's this one guy who is on a level unto himself. I swear to God. So
worse than a howling cat, huh?
Oh God. Your attachment's
cool. Yeah, I had to send it again. Damn it, it's weird. Yeah. So I think that this is just fantastic, man. Goddamn Shatner in space. I love it. Everyone dies alone. Ty, where is that from? Everyone dies alone. We're talking. No, where is that from? I've heard in various contexts. I don't even know. Interesting.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Don't forget him as a
giant
big
head
giant
on
head.
Third Rock.
Oh God,
that's fantastic.
There you go.
Now yodeling, Filipino yodeling, and yet it's not wholly unexpected, is it? If you've heard the show enough, when Eric had a couple in him, it's not entirely unexpected. No, there's a possibility. Maybe a 98% chance. He probably won't.
For those that hung out on the Discord with me last night, I was having red wine and I got lambasted
for what?
For having ice in my red wine. So for today, I made sure that my ice melted before I went live, because I am admitting that I put ice in my red wine, but nobody can see it, so you can't say I did it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this can be pretty cool, man. I got a few things in the mail this week.
All right. So see now, Joe wants me to get pictures ready. So
Joe, that's not that. Not those pictures. I got those are pictures of the minis I sent you. I set up here, but I got the Goodman Games box set of Temple of Elemental Evil, 2 books.
Yes,
we had. I'm kind of a little bit mad now that we didn't do a live opening of this thing, because my brother and I as soon as I got it, I didn't even open it up. I just went right to his house. And I said, we're going to open the box here. And we just sat there for like 40 minutes and just poured through the books, because it's our favorite adventure growing up. We've each run it so many times. It's like,
same here.
And so I am upset a little bit, because it's so good. I want to run it again, but I know it too well to play it. And everybody, like my brother, I would play it with him. He knows it too well to play it or DM it too. So I'm like, son of a bitch. So we can't quite do that, but they really did a good job with this solid, a hard slipcover case, solid construction like all their books are, and they have, of course, the essays in the beginning and all that about the luminaries, so that Maslowski was there. They also have the original adventure all in there, and one good thing they did was the font's a little bit bigger. Thank you.
Oh God, yeah.
And the other thing they did, which is cool, was the maps. Remember, and here's the good thing and a bad thing about this. They had the original temples, like the old big series, the mega module things. They had that. They had the little map in the back thing you pull out. It was in a little sleeve there in the back of the book. And they did not do that with this, but what they did was they printed them in the book bigger than they were in that little tiny map for us old people, So that's kind of cool. That's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
I
And
got
it's a well done
mine,
book.
and I was like, I knew it was 2 volumes when I ordered it,
Yeah.
but I didn't really realize what 2 volumes meant.
This is body armor. You could put this in front of you, dude. It'll stop a fucking cannon. I mean, this is a goddamn thick thing, This is really thick.
Yeah, it would do Bill Webb proud.
Yeah, this is a serious deal. Oh, so you got the pictures up. So I sent Eric I finally, one of the final things, you guys know I moved. One of the final things I did before,
bigger,
after
I'm trying to embiggen them. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I had all these miniatures that I had to pack up from my old place, and then had to unpack them here and put them in some order, of course. And so I had a completely different layout and setup. So he's got some of the pictures of the final minis, and you can take a look at that when he pulls them up there. But the other thing I got in the mail, another thing from Goodman Games, The Greatest Thieves in Lankmar. I backed the Kickstarter like 98 years ago, but not as bad as Raji's. But it just seems like 98. It's like, oh, that thing, I forgot all about that. It's like, what's this at the door in the box? And it's well done for what it is, I didn't know what it was. When I thought it was just like a Lankmar box set. I didn't understand what it was.
Right.
And so for what it is, I guess it's okay. I just didn't know what it was when I said I'd buy it. It's like you're basically in the hot cellars beneath the thieves' house, across the sooty rooftops of the city of 7,000 smokes, on a mad dash through the palace of the Overlord. And it's everything you need to run an epic adventure over several sessions, whether you run a standalone part of a ongoing campaign. It's a chase. It's like you're running all over the place, doing this, getting there, chasing around here, And so basically, what you're doing is you're on a railroad. It looks like, but it comes with some weird shit. I like the game tokens if you're going to play a gambling game, and big map of the rooftops. And for what they did, I think it looks good. I'll just never fucking play it. And it's $99, and I'm a little upset, or $59. I'm a little upset, but
it's DCC, right?
It is decent. Well, yeah, you can always convert it over. I mean,
yeah, but I'm not saying you would never play DCC anyway.
No. I would never do that. I'd have to convert it if I did something with it. But the thing is, I don't think I would do something with. I was looking for this box set to give me like a Lankmar box set of more maps and more detail and more this and more that. I guess I didn't read the Kickstarter right, and I'm a lunatic completionist anyway for stuff like this. So I said, I'm going to buy it because it's Lankmar, and But again, great production values. They put a lot into this thing. I don't know who did it. I would imagine Michael Curtis had some input into this thing, but it looks like a combination of people because there's no like one name on the front like Michael Curtis did all the other stuff,
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah. And the last thing I got, Veins of the Earth from Raji, because you remember we talked about the Raji thing, and he had told me back when we had our private conversation, he had like 50 books, copies of Veins of the Earth, and between that and Zach's thing, the Blue Medusa, whatever the hell he had out, the Rallis and Wonderland one, that was huge sellers, and it made them really flush with cash. So I'm like,
Red and Pleasant
Land, yeah. And so I never bought this back when it came out because I was kind of out of the loop for a while, out of the scene, and then I came back and it was out in the meantime. But it's written by Patrick Stewart and Scrap Princess. Now it's an Underdark trek, right? This thing is a beast. It's like 350 pages. Now, I remember when I came back to the scene, it was out, and I'm like, maybe I'll. Then I was like, nah, because honestly, I played with Scrap before in D&D. Great person, cool player, awesome. But I was never a big fan of Scrap's art. And I'm saying Scrap because I don't know the pronouns of Scrap. I don't want to get called out on mispronouncing. I don't know, I'm sure. So Scrap's art is not something I was always a fan of. So I'm like, let's just pass. And, it was like $50, and it was only available over there in Europe. It wasn't available in the United States, so I'm not going to pay the extra shipping. But I finally actually pulled the trigger on it. And actually, this may be the best Raji thing I've ever seen.
Really?
Honestly, it's great. It's like different monsters. Again, the art, but different monsters, different approach to running Underdark. There's one part in here. There are 12 different kinds of darkness, and each have different effects. How fucking cool is that? I mean, I never even could see. That's that creative shit right there, man. It's like really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to actually diving into this thing. I need some time off so I could read all my fucking D&D books that I've been buying lately.
I got news for you could take off 5 years and not read all the D&D books.
It's insane. It's insane, man. But great monsters, really cool ideas throughout it. Different ways to run and like survival in the Underdark stuff. Just really, really creative, good shit. So I don't know who put in how much effort into everything. I think Scrap did most of the art and Patrick did most of the writing, but I think there was some overlap there. But yeah, excellent. I'm glad I got it. And the key thing that Raji said was that it ain't going to be rewritten or republished because it's
right.
They can't do it anymore. He lost the deal with them. So get it now while you can. You'll be paying through the ass on this thing.
Patrick and James had a falling out.
Yeah, probably over with Zach or something else.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was over Zach. And there's a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna get flack for this shit for saying this, but there's a lot of peripheral stuff that happened to James after he he said, "All right, I can't work with Zach," so James separated, and he still had people that are like, "Well, I can never work with you again because Zach is shit." Well, if Zach's no longer, affiliated, then you didn't have a problem when Zach was affiliated prior. So why should you have a problem now with Zach is no longer affiliated?
Yeah.
I don't,
I mean, I don't know, man. I used to play in the File Snails games, remember, when they were raging through Google Plus Hangouts and all that. Mm-hmm. You'd jump in from Google Plus and hang out with launch, and you're playing the game with all your friends and random people and this and that. I played dozens and dozens of games with Zach. I played tons of games with, less, but tons of games with Scrap. I played games online with Scrap and Zach in the same group. You know what I mean? So it's like we all played together. We all hung together and, whatever. It's like you can't hold shit you didn't know about against somebody. You know what I mean? That's the hard thing.
It's kind of like, hey, we're going to write a new law and we're going to retroactively enforce it again.
Yeah.
People, even the ones that correct their position, their activities or whatever. New law, I can't do X. All right, I'm going to stop doing
There's actually a legal phrase, and if I were a real, better more than a half-assed lawyer who hasn't looked at it again in 20 years since I went to law school, if I would know what the fucking phrase is, where you can't go back and enforce the law prior to when it was enacted. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You can't do it retroactively, but that's what we do in social media. And again, I get flack for this because people are like, well, I don't know why you're judging this to the standards of like a criminal case. You don't need that. You just need to know. I was like,
all you need in this case is nowadays is just an accusation. You don't need knowledge. Good night, Fugly. Fugly.
I always say Fugly, but it could be Fugly.
I figured Fugly just for the funniness of it,
There you go.
Yeah. I agree. Wild Die Wood or DCC is I'm not a fan. I played it. I'm playing again a bunch of Flail Snails games. Sean Sanford ran some great games with DCC, and Lankmar stuff is phenomenal. It really is. I got all the modules. I got all the books they put out so far. It's well done. It's well worth getting. It's well worth getting the Lankmar stuff if you're a fan. If you combine that, I have the original first edition AD&D Lankmar, and then there was a second edition AD&D Lankmar that came out after Fritz Leiber wrote the 6th book. I think it's Return to Lankmar.
Wait, there was a second edition one? I just remember the gray one. I thought that was
no, there was a second edition version, and it goes for so much money that I just did the whole print, take the Kinko's and get the spiral binding because I found a PDF laying on the ground. I just picked it up and
this PDFs are wily.
Yeah, they run, they run away from you. So I found it on the ground, picked it up, I said, I'm going to print you up. And I took this, so it's really good. The thing about the second edition Lankmar, it's a better layout, more info, and it takes into account the stuff in Leiber's later books that he hadn't published all the Fafhrd Grey Mauser when the first edition came out. I guess he did some publishing later, So
interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man. I bought a book. I don't know if I told you about the thing that his son put out. Did I tell you about that?
No, you didn't.
Fritz Leiber's son. I remember he worked as a professor. Early days of the internet, I did a little research on Fritz Leiber, and his son's name came up, and he's a professor at some college in Midwest somewhere. So I emailed him and said, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate your father's writings and this and that. I said, I was thinking that assuming you're Fritz Leiber's son, just wanted to let you know, you know what I mean? And,
If you're not, feel free to disregard and
So I read somewhere that it was. I wasn't sure because it's the early days of the internet. Who the fuck knows, right?
Right.
And so so he emailed me back and very gracious, very nice. Anyway, he's a professor somewhere. He wrote a book in the 70s, something about Jung and all this and that. And I picked it up for like a couple bucks at a book sale. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what are the chances of this? You know, yeah. He's an interesting dude, Fritz Leiber. He had a hell of a life. He'd go on these benders for years and then come out of it and write some spectacular stuff. They want some more benders for more years, you know?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. He'd be disappearing from the scene completely, you know? Yeah. Oh, well, you got the pictures up there, huh?
I got some of the pictures up, and then I can put more up. I took screenshots.
Oh, okay.
I could zoom in a bit easier on it. So now we got the screenshot up of this one batch. Now, I see dragons. Did you paint these?
No, to see, that's the thing. These are the ones in front of my computer. Like I'm looking at them right now. They're in front of me. They're on the walls. You see my screen there. And I back in a few years ago, I guess some box sets or some games were coming with dragons that were already pre colored and whatnot, you know?
Right.
And so I kept finding them loosely in some of these game stores that I would go to, and I just kept picking them up until I finally got one of every color. I was just determined one of every color, and I paid for the ass for the last one. It's the red one, but I got them all. And then same deal with these. I got some griffins, some hippogriffs in there. I think a couple manticores are in there. A giant eagle, wyverns are in there. Same deal. They were like came out of a box that were like, oh, you got a bonus fancy one kind of a thing, and people just sold them to the store, and the store sold them for money. So I'm like, I'm going to have the display in the room in front of me, the nice color stuff, you know? And what you see there is a part of a license plate, the New York City license plate that said writer on it. That I got that at a used bookstore too. Just somebody knew it. Somebody, I guess somebody knew the guy who stole it off the car in New York City 20 years ago.
Nobody steals license plates.
Never.
And it certainly never happened that at details that uniformed officers went to, we wouldn't go to other units of, department vehicles and steal their license plates up in our office. Never would have happened, but if it did, we had a nice collection.
There's the all the bigger stuff is on these. That's a closet where you're looking at there below the wall stuff. That's in the closet. I hung some shelves in there and put all the bigger things like the giants and hill giants and all the bigger stuff that wouldn't fit in the box. And then you'll see in one picture has like seven fishing tackle boxes.
Get this one
there
bigger.
You go. There you go. 7
get
fishing
bigger.
tackle boxes. Geez,
that's not getting. You don't want to get bigger. Hold on.
That's all the loose little ones basically you're looking at there. Oh, there's the whole picture of the wall. Yeah, you can scroll down on that one maybe and see below it. Yeah, so that's the stuff below it too. Then I got 7 tackle boxes full of stuff. So I was just, how you just take a big healthy shit. You know how it feels so good when you're done. It's like you feel like you lost 10 pounds and cleaned your entire system out. That's how I felt when I finished this because they've been sitting here for 5 fucking months since May. I moved in, right? Sitting here forever. May, June, July, August. Yeah, 5 months. And it's been bugging the shit out of me, but I just didn't have the time to do it. It's always like, I know it's a big project. I've been picking away at everything else. And finally one day I was like, fuck this. I'm getting it done. And I just banged it all out in like a day, had to arrange everything, sort everything, But yeah, it feels good though. It feels really good. There you go. There's believe.
There you go. There's the New York State license plate.
Yeah. And if that's illegal to have such a thing on my wall, then it's a fake plate. It's made out of plastic.
No. Once the plates are, these would be a point where you just had I turned my plate in.
Yeah.
And your plate was invalidated. And you can buy them at like yard sales, flea markets.
All right. Wasn't sure. Good to know. Ask the cop. Ask your cop. He'll tell you what it is. Yeah, Justin Lieber. That was the guy's name. You're right. Wild die. Yeah. Did he die? That's too bad. Yeah.
All right. I think I got. Is this the same one from before? I'm not. Both of your text.
Yeah, different views, but the same gist. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because both of your text messages came through at the same time.
Oh, did they? Big shit show.
It was a big photo dump.
Jesus, because that first ones didn't send, so I said resend, and I sent them again. I'm like, all right, there you go. Yeah, I'm kind of happy though. It feels good to get it done. It just feels good to get that out of the way. Now the room is all done. Yeah, that's why I had to put it in a closet. That picture is literally, it looks like it's on a wall, but those 4 up, shelves and the bookshelf underneath, but that's in a closet. There's nothing else in that closet now other than D&D shit. The entire closet's full, So yeah. Man, say we had the initial game last was it last week? Yeah, it was last week, right?
This week I did not make.
Oh, that's right. 2 weeks ago then. It was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
We had these.
You barely made it that week, dude.
Yeah.
Drunk off your ass.
Well, all right, maybe.
Oh, maybe my ass. I thought you were asleep at one point. I was like, I want to tap the screen to tap me on the forehead. Eric, wake up.
but I was there. I was there.
You were there. You were somewhat there. You're there physically.
I am here.
It was funny. So in role play, he played that the dude the cleric or the druid like dude who had a mushroom addiction. So that explained all the slurring and ramblings. So yeah. So now his character, because he showed up to the first game, half drunk off his ass.
It wasn't intended.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, but it's just like maybe.
It was fun. Yeah. That was good, man. Yeah. So now you're stuck with it. So in order to be in a true method actor style to role play your character consistently every time, you're gonna have to show up half cocked again every single game. I mean, it's a great sacrifice. I don't know if you're willing to make such a sacrifice. I don't know if I can make that sacrifice
every Monday. I just don't know.
Oh,
I am making such a sacrifice now. I have a late start, obviously. So
no ice in there. You're good on the ice. No ice showing up.
The ice is all melted.
All right.
so Ben Barsh sneaks in and starts watching the video. I got a message for Ben Barsh. You might have the best hair in the OSR.
Oh, wait a minute. I might challenge that.
What?
I got nice hair, dude. I got nice hair. I got nice hair.
No, Ben's got nice hair, man.
Better than me? You see my hair. I look goddamn sexy.
And Ben's young.
Long hair.
Ben's young.
Oh, yeah? Well,
yeah.
Then he doesn't have the distinguished gray.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Yeah. So my hair is goddamn sexy. All the chicks say so.
And Ben has interned at Disney with something. None of us.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So
I don't have that on him. I've been to Disney a couple of times, and both times it was hot as balls. I can't do this. My brother went down there.
When can I afford to go down to Florida? Middle of July. How's that sound?
Fuck that. I mean, why don't you just put a bullet in my head and save the whole, nature, the misery that killing me off? I mean, Jesus, man. No, that's terrible.
See, Matt Jackson, who puts ice in wine.
Matt has made his appearance.
Hey, I'm a New Yorker. I do what I want. I don't care what you think. Motherfucker, okay?
Matt, you may want to listen to the first, 30 minutes since you got brought up several times.
You're late to the show.
You're late to the show. We already busted your balls at least 3 different times. And actually, we might have had a compliment there, but
there were a couple of compliments, but he doesn't deserve to hear them, so he can't.
No, that's true. That's true. You can't show up on time. Fuck it,
man. You're not allowed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. If you don't show up on time, fuck it, man. Fuck it. He just showed up because we were talking about dildos. Men wearing dildos. That's why he actually made his appearance.
He's like, oh,
gotta go.
They're talking about me.
That's my game. There we go. So. Oh God!
Why did I log in for the?
I know the abuse. Matt, at least Alicia had I can't figure out how to get rid of this fucking big-haired guy. I don't know where the hell it is. I have no idea that this avatar of the fucking ancient aliens guy. And it's under what? Mike Cam? I have no fucking clue.
You're asking me? I don't even know if I don't think I have an icon.
No, yeah. What if you go mute? Like mute your camera? What shows up?
All right. Well, first off, I've never done that, so hold on.
All right. Here we got an experiment.
No. Stop Mike Cam.
He just hung up. This is now the Joe the Lawyer Show, everybody. I am taking over for Eric. My nefarious plan worked. I knew he would hit the wrong fucking button because he's 3 glasses in. So, what shall we talk about now? What do we want to see Eric wearing in this aerobic outfit for the yoga show? What do you think? I'm thinking thong.
I had to close out and come back in.
Oh, so you missed everything I was saying? Well, like you said, I guess you can't rewind and hear everything.
I can do a solo layout. I could do a solo layout for you. Here, stop cam. Okay, now I see.
There it is. Yeah. So you do have nothing there. Yeah.
I know nothing,
Yeah.
Colonel Hogan.
You may want to go back after this is over and listen to the last minute that you missed, Eric. Anyway. You're good to go?
Shads, I've been using StreamYard now for nearly a year, and I barely know what I'm doing with it.
I've been clicking my thing all night, Shadzar. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? Anyway.
If you click the thing at the bottom of StreamYard, it should let you change your avatar down there.
What thing? There's a lot of things down here. I don't know.
Click the thing.
There it is. I see it. Edit audio. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I need to find a good one now. Yeah. Oh God, no, I can't do that. Maybe I'll do that for a second. No, that might get you in trouble. I'll skip on that one. Oh God. All right.
Yes, it's like helping your old as dirt parents fix their VCR clock.
Yeah, exactly. That sums it up.
Listen, it took me, honest to God, about 10 years to do this, but I moved my mother from a laptop to an iPad, my father from a laptop to a MacBook, my sister from her desktop and laptop to an iPad and a MacBook, because by doing so, 98% of my tech calls have ended.
Yeah.
I got a blue screen of death reboot. I got a virus. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not coming out to your house on Long Island, Matt. You have to bring you. I can't call you. You'll have to bring it to me.
That's right. It was always 12, 12, 12, flashing 12. That's right. No matter what VCR you had, it always flashed 12. And that's when he got home from vacation, knowing that you recorded all your shows that you were missing on the week-long vacation, right? And you get home and you see it flashing 12, 12, 12 because there was a fucking power outage on your street or something while you were away.
That was after I wanted everything taped.
That's it, right? And it never was. It was always before. It was always like you see the rolling of the credits for the opening scene on the VHS tape, and you record that shit in like the high quality, right? What was it? The SD, I think it was the highest quality. Was that the SP, standard play? Yeah, SP, standard play, right? Yeah, so you record the high quality, see it really good, Rambo, whatever the hell. And no, this scene, the flashing 12. Just as the opening scene credits start, boom, crash.
Yeah, what? It was like standard play, extended play, and
SPEP, and what was there? LP? No, LP was a record, right?
Yeah, I sold electronics at Stearns for a number of years. I have no fucking clue. When I first started selling electronics, we still had do you want Betamax or...
Yes, that's when I started. Yeah, when I had a paper route, that's me and my brother saved up for like a million years. We wanted to buy a VCR, and my father was like, "We ain't buying a VCR." So we're going to buy a VCR. We're going to buy it yourself. So we saved our fucking paper route money for it was like months, like 6 or 7 months, right? And finally, we get this fucking VCR. And my father's like, "Well, you saved. Holy shit! Now we actually got to let you buy it." So he talked to some guy at work. My father worked at Sikorsky Aircraft. He repaired helicopter blades, right? And there was a guy at work who knew something about everything. Let me ask a guy at work. My brother's probably, if he's listening right now, he's laughing his ass off. He knows where I'm going. Let me ask a guy at work. And it was just these fucking idiots, morons. It's like, there's like no better than the half-drunk guy at the local dive bar. This is the guy at work. He's asking us, what are you going to ask him? What should I get? This Betamax or the new one? I was like, all right. And thank God the guy at work was finally right about something, because the guy at work was always wrong and always fucked us over. This guy got it right. He says it's to get the actual the VHS version. So yeah. Oh, that worked out well.
Beta gave you better picture quality.
Yeah,
definitely
it did. But it was a big tape.
It was a proprietary format, and that was the issue. Whereas VHS, it was like, oh, well, we're going to license the VHS to every manufacturer.
Jesus. I apologize to all the millennials right now, because you're wondering, where did I get this VHS and Beta app for my iPhone?
Yeah. What's the VHS?
Yeah.
Well, dude, wait till we talk to him about like Super 8, or...
Oh, yeah, we had that shit.
Or black and white movie cameras that when you were a kid, this is what you had your childhood stored on, which nobody can play now.
2 minutes at a time. My father still got all that stuff. He's got the old projector. He's got everything. He's I have to bust out the tapes. I was the only one I taught myself how to do it. I was like 13. He even forgot how to use it. So I taught myself how to like put the reels on the thing and show the videos and all this shit. It was kind of fun. You know, I mean, we could bust that out now. That'd be kind of cool to see all those old things. No sound, of course, but you know.
No sound. And then he came out with the video cameras. I thought my father was gonna get a video camera.
Oh yeah, remember those? They were like 400 pounds. You needed to be like the Hulk to carry that shit around.
Oh, but then they came out with the VHS and the 8mm, and then they got smaller and smaller. VHS-C, where you take a tape and put it in what looks to be another tape.
Yeah.
What a great solution that is.
Yeah. Stupid. It was stupid. Yeah, the compact one, the cassette or the compact. Yeah. I'm glad we're over that. Now everything on your cell phone could do everything. My cell phone is like 1,000 and 10,000 times more powerful than the 486 I used to have in 1994.
Oh God, yeah. I remember, it's like I'm gonna have my first real computer because I had a Coleco Adam.
Did you really?
I had a Coleco Adam.
Dude, you must have been one of them rich kids growing up, man.
My parents were like my father.
Dude, I had an Abacus, motherfucker. That was my computer growing up.
my father was always reading like Popular Mechanic and Popular Electronics. It must have been really showcased. So here's the thing with the Coleco Adam. You couldn't do shit when it came to computer stuff on a
Adam ADAM. It wasn't Adam like the thing, like
right.
The tiny particles. Yeah, ADAM.
But it had digital audio tapes for storage format, which nobody used. And it had very few games in DAT format. So everything you played was ColecoVision games. And they were good for the time. Don't get me wrong.
ColecoVision was primo. ColecoVision was primo. Beat the Atari and any television.
So here's the thing. It was a dot matrix printer.
Yeah.
And my parents and the printer had to be on because that's where the computer resided, a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
So it had to be near the box. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't, so the only place it would fit was in this built-in hutch area in the dining room.
Yeah.
It echoed. And dot matrix.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So when I got an opportunity to save up and get an IBM 486, my IBM 486 SX33.
Yes. And did you get the overdrive chip to upgrade to the DX?
I got the overdrive later on. Yes.
Yep. DX266.
Like that.
Yeah, I had to install it myself. I was so paranoid I short circuited and lose all that $1,000.
Oh, I did it myself too, but I bought this thing custom made from some geek.
Me too. Mine was Expo Tech. The company did nothing. They decided, we're going to make computers. And I bought this Expo Tech proprietary bullshit box that a lot of stuff didn't work well with. But it was for what I needed, it was good. Man, I started with the 2800 modem, I think it was.
Oh, you had a modem?
2600. Then I went to 14.4. And then I went to with the 52 something or another.
Oh no, right? No, 50. It was a 53.3 or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
I started. I might have started out with the 96 modem. Here's the problem with me and the modem on my initial computer, which by the way, this thing lasted me forever. I learned quickly how to like upgrade memory, change out the processor.
Me too.
Install a CD drive, which open at the time bought for me.
Yep.
Only problem with the CD
hard drives. Yeah.
CD drive conflicted with America Online. Must have used somehow they were calling in the same IRQ, whatever the fuck it was.
Yep. Well, internet relay request something or something like that. Yeah.
So the only way I could get AOL to work, I had to use the GEOS version. That wouldn't be conflicted for some strange reason.
Okay.
And I had a hack for AOL to get unlimited time.
Really? What'd you do? Yeah.
The members helping members area.
Yeah.
And I forget how I found this out because there was no internet as we know it.
Not really. Yeah.
But I might have found it on my own. When you went to the members helping members area, members helping members was a free area.
For those of you who don't understand what he's talking about,
this is on AOL.
You used to pay by the fucking minute that you were on.
Oh, God. Internet. You had 5 hours a month to be on the internet.
I blew out
on dial-up.
I blew out one dial-up. Yeah, a dial-up, slow shit. Right? So not only are you paying the phone charges if you weren't lucky enough to have a modem line that was local enough to dial into, in which case you got to do it like after 11 to reduce the phone charges. You're paying by the minute for the fucking the access to the AOL, which wasn't even on the internet, or CompuServe or the Source or something like that, right? Or the Well. You're lucky enough to get in there, you know.
It was Prodigy, CompuServe,
Yep.
and AOL.
Yeah, those are the big three. Those are the big three. And so you're paying all this time to get in there, and you better maximize your time there, get in, get out, you know. And so, yeah. I remember I was on Netcom, and this was the funny thing because AOL had its own proprietary little world you lived in. But then I was on the internet. I was on a little bit in college, and I got my computer, and I'm on the internet at home. I'm thinking I'm king hacker in the world with my shitty 486 with 3.1 and DOS. Mostly I was running everything at DOS.
Right.
And then I'm getting on the bulletin boards, the old bulletin board system. You dial into somebody's computer that's in their home, and you do mess around on there.
Yeah.
And then AOL had the proprietary world. You're just existing within AOL's world or CompuServe's world or all that. And emails cost you money to send per email if you wanted to, like 5 or 10 cents and this and that. And I remember when you're on these IRC servers talking IRC chat, you know, internet relay chat, and you're talking, you know, about whatever. And then but the funny thing was because I was on Netcom when I got out of college.
Oh, wow.
So I'm on Netcom, right? And you show up in there and it shows your address, so-and-so, netcom.com. And I got kicked many, many times from these chat rooms. And the kick message, as soon as I joined, instant kick, because they had a filter going. Because the kick message was, if you got to pay for the internet, you don't belong on the internet. Anything with a .com, you were booted out of all these different rooms that I'd normally been on, you know, and when I was EDU. And so I'm like, what the fuck? But everything you had to pay for, you know, CompuServe, AOL, the whole Prodigy, everything, or Netcom. So you were just screwed. You couldn't get on. It's like, son of a bitch. There's no way to get onto these things I used to do. And then when AOL went online, they opened up the internet to their members because they can make money off of it. When they went online, there was many places talking about, you know, making jokes like, AOL is going onto the internet now. All their members are onto the internet as of next month. The average IQ of the internet will drop by 2/3. It's fucking true, man. It's fucking true. You know, everything.
It was a wild and woolly time, but with the members helping members area, if you jerked yourself out of that community like 9, 10, 11, like in and out real quick, over the course of a minute, if you paid attention, after 8, 10, 12 times, the clock would not reset.
Wow, nice.
And then you would stay on for like 3 fucking hours. And just, it's like, it's time for me to download a pornographic image that will take 7 hours to
3
download.
years. Yeah. And it was I remember going on to Usenet news groups, and they have these porn areas there, and you look at you couldn't see the picture ahead of time to know what you were downloading. So all you saw was the name, red-haired chick riding a whatever the fuck, right? And so you're like, I got to see that shit. So you hit like download, and the image was parsed in, I don't know, ASCII or fucking some weird code spread throughout like 8 different posts on the Usenet news groups, right? And so you had to find a program that would be able to get it and put it all together for you into one picture, because it's like literally you had a picture cut up in digital format all over the thing. So you got to put it back together again. And then you look at it and you're thinking of some hot redhead chick doing whatever nefarious thing to somebody. And it's some gag picture about fucking Fido the dog licking his balls. It's like, you motherfucker, I spent how much money from Netcom and how much fucking time downloading this goddamn thing. You know, not that I'm still mad about it or anything, but motherfucker,
he's not holding a grudge all these years later.
Pricks, assholes.
People do not realize, today's generation take the internet for granted. Our generation, we came of age as the internet was grabbing hold, and I appreciate high-speed internet. And being on low-speed DSL at my parents' place in the Poconos, it's like, hey, I'm willing to pay $60 a month to get you guys cable. I'll do it. I'm up here 4 times a year. I'll pay that over the course of the year.
Yeah.
Just for my own sanity, and
ISDN was fast back then, man. It was like 110, wasn't it? 110K. It was like double or double at least the best modem you could get. It was a nice setup if you could pull off ISDN. Yeah. Man, dude, I remember going on to these IRC channels where they're Warez, WAREZ. I pronounced it Warez. It might be pronounced Wares. I don't know. It's where you traded illegal software. Not that I ever did this while I was in law school, but This is where you would trade illegal software that you wanted the latest release, Doom 2. It hasn't been out yet in the stores, but some asshole got a copy of 13 3.5 discs and put it up there. Yeah, okay, you could get it. But what you had to do was you had an upload download ratio, right? And so you got into these IRC channels or whatever, and you have to upload something for it. And they usually wanted something of equivalent length.
Yeah.
I'd always hit the mod of the channel, whoever owned the channel, say, hey, man, you want to trade for this? Doom 2 or whatever it would be, I said, yeah, just upload. I said, I don't have anything to upload because I legit didn't have any software. That's why I was there, motherfucker. I'm trying to get software. so he said, yeah, well then you can't get it. I'm like, I'll tell you what, I don't have software, but I do have 20 of the most vile, revolting, what the fuck porn pictures you've ever seen in your life. And there's always, without fail, there is a pause.
My wife around.
Yeah. He's like thinking about it, like, because there's always a he. He's thinking about it. And he's like, and then without fail, okay, send it over. Done. And they were fucking horrifying. There was shit happening with horses and I know. Anyway, that was some shit on those pictures. So I didn't, not give quality for quality.
Well, you gave something for quality.
I gave something. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying what it was.
This guy's horrified by where the snake's head went, and then I'm sitting there playing Doom 2 3 weeks before it came out. So life is good, It worked out well, though. It always worked out. And I knew without fail that trade worked for so many games. I got AutoCAD 10, I think. It was like a $1,300 piece of software for 20 fucking weird pictures. Fucking fantastic, man. Not that I'm admitting anything live here online that I didn't.
Right. No, it's
theoretical. Hypothetically, if I did this, that's what I did.
Now, our generation will remember this. The younger generations might not even know this existed. You couldn't go anywhere. Literally, you couldn't go down to the neighborhood newsstand without a stack of fucking AOL or Netflix discs.
Yes.
Both, it'd be like,
yes.
Do I need a coaster? If it wasn't for the fact that the coaster would slide off my table, I could have had infinite coasters from this stuff. They were everywhere. First, 3.5-inch floppy, but then once everybody was getting CD-ROM drives and CDs were so much cheaper to produce, I guess, than floppies.
Yep.
They were everywhere. You buy a newspaper on the weekend.
Anything.
AOL would be shoved in there.
Here's the problem, though, is that I liked the discs because I couldn't afford the 3.5s, right? So what I would do is any magazine that I got always had a disc in there or something. I would take the disc, steal the fucking disc, reformat the disc, and put whatever I wanted of my own shit on there. Namely, 20 fucking nasty ass pictures, some chicks with snakes and horses. And so, it worked out well. It worked out well. It was free disc. But when they went to CD, you couldn't overwrite the CD. They weren't read write. You could only deal with the read.
I remember I used to always buy.
Oh God, yes, Wild Die. Always in the mail. In the mail. Yeah.
I remember always buying the computer magazines to get the free demo games. And I didn't have a CD-ROM drive. And then 1 month the demos went from floppies to CD-ROMs. And that's when I was like, oh geez.
Yep. That's when I had to upgrade.
I have to upgrade. I can't stop.
What was your first speed? CD-ROM drive.
Oh, I have no idea.
When they came out, when I was looking for one because of the situation you're talking about, everything's on CD all of a sudden, right? And I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? Because there was like cut scenes to some games that were on the CD that there's no way would run off the fucking disc or the PC, right?
Right.
So, high quality shit. I didn't have enough RAM. I didn't have enough space on my hard drive to hold one of those. I had a 210 meg hard drive. And I maximized that shit.
I splurged. I had a 420.
Oh, you spoiled. Yeah, I went from 210 to a gig. That's 1.1 or something. But anyway, when I had to get the CD drive, I was pricing them, and the speeds available right then there, you could get a 2X or a 4X, right? I don't know when the 1X generation hit. The first generation, I passed it.
Right.
But the 2X or 4X, and I found one weird company because the 2X were whatever, and the 4X, of course, double the speed, and the price was like the equivalent of $1 penny and $3,000, right? I mean, it's like that kind of a gap. So I found I'm looking online, and I found a place to buy a 3X CD-ROM. I've never seen before or after any other 3X CD-ROM. So that's what I ended up getting. Served me well, worked out well. I installed the thing and everything worked well. That's when I used to know how to do computer shit. Now I can't.
I can't. Listen. I built my last computer probably 20 years ago. and
Yeah.
stopped building them, and then that was it. But I mean, my first CD drive was a Creative Labs package with the sound card.
Oh
the
yeah,
sound
yeah,
card.
yeah. The guy who introduced me to computers, I worked at a convenience store chain with him. It was like, it's called Wawa. Anybody on the East Coast knows. If you're in Jersey, Pennsylvania, they had a little branch in Connecticut for a while. And I'm working there. And this one guy, he was a couple years younger than me. And he was the manager's nephew or some shit or something. Anyway, he's there. We were talking about computers. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I got this. I got that. He goes, yeah, but what kind of sound card do you have on me? I was like, what's a sound card? He says, you got to come over to my house tonight after work. I'm like, all right. So we stopped over. And he sits me in a chair in front of the computer, and he had the Star Wars X-Wing game, which became one of my favorite games of all time, still is. And he's sitting there, and he goes, let's sit here. I'm like, all right, what are you doing? And he takes out these big fucking early 80s, late 70s style, 4-foot tall fucking wooden speakers, right? Yeah. And he positions them on my left and right face of me, and he goes, this is a sound card. And he turns the game on. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is this? Because the game I'm playing sounds like boop, beep, boop, beep, because I had the sound of the stupid ass speaker on the fucking computer that came with it. And I'm like, this is a sound card? He goes, yeah, I got a 16-bit. I'm like, where do I give me a bit? So he gives me his old 8-bit. You know, so I plugged that shit in. I got speakers, and I'm like, I go home, my brother, I'm like, hey, listen to this. He goes, holy shit. Well, I'm like, I know. Who knew? Fucking sound cards exist. It was fucking fantastic, man. Yeah. He had a Sound Blaster 8-bit. That was my first sound card. And then soon after that, I got a 16-bit because, hey, what the fuck, right?
Right.
You know, that was fantastic, though, man. It was fun. Now, here's a shout out to my brother-in-law. He doesn't listen to this. He doesn't even know I have a podcast. My brother-in-law is like super jock, played football, played this, played that, but I always beat him in every sport. So, Rob. But he loved X-Wing too. We all just played tournaments against each other. I do it, he do it, my brother do it. That's all we do all fucking night. I had the Thrustmaster 2000, 9000, 6000, Thrustmaster something thousand. It was the Thrustmaster joystick. It was the king of all joysticks. And it was one of the ones that's supposed to work with X-Wing well. And all the buttons on it configured within the X-Wing game. It was fucking fantastic. And so I'm playing Thrustmaster and this and that. Now, my brother-in-law got so into the fucking game. He's sitting there in the chair, yanking the Thrustmaster around. He threw out a muscle in his back. And it was in pain for a week playing this fucking Star Wars X-Wing game with the Thrustmaster. So, Rob, you're a bitch. Just wanted to say.
That's true family love.
We still bust his balls. This happened in fucking 94? We still bust his balls to this day, 25 years plus later, We were shoveling stuff the other week at my parents' house. Don't throw your back out, Rob. Oh, God. Hey, how about D&D talk? We've hit everything but.
Well, we're covering the geekdom stuff.
Oh, yeah, we hit every aspect of geekdom. Started with Shatter and dildos. We're moving
around. Well, that's beyond geekdom. That's
Yeah. Well, that's a different kind. It's a whole different kind there, So anyway, we started talking about the game. Started off, Eric was half cocked. It was a good time, and now because of that, his character is addicted to mushrooms. But yeah, we finished it up last week, Eric, and they got back to town to do a little mini mission. Now I'm looking forward to expanding the whole tableau. And what I'm doing, which is kind of fun, was I've integrated things that you guys did with my brother's game and vice versa, because they're both in the same place, and I'm running them at the same time. And so what one group does will affect the other group. So I'm looking forward to this. You've already affected each other's games. You just don't know how. We've heard about different details and this and that. So
are you fucking with us? Not that Joe would ever mention.
No, it's completely true. Yeah, you guys have, like, some of the talk, some of the rumors, that's from the other group's actions that they took. So you're hearing about the rumors in the bar, and they are too, vice versa. You're interacting with the same NPCs, so you're getting different stories, and maybe a mega crossover event eventually. I'm thinking, that'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of fun, man. That'd be kind of fun.
Being that both groups initially were supposed to have 7 or 8 players, and now they're
we're whittling down. It may just be a war.
It might just be like there can be only one.
Yeah. It's attrition. It's not that your character survived the longest. It's the player's the last standing player. Yeah. But that's been kind of fun. Now, one thing I'm doing, I think I talked about it earlier in one of the other podcasts or shows that we did. We can't call this a podcast, right? It's a show.
It's a show. We're doing a show, but we're not showing anything. If you're here for the flesh, you're on the wrong show.
Yeah. In spite of the dildo talk, but so we're talking about the little bit of my other game that I'm running, a 5e game for my brother and my friend Dwayne, and I had dropped them off in what is Berlin in the 30s. Right, I did this big Cthulhu crossover thing. Essentially, talk about crossovers. I'm running this Forgotten Realms campaign for them. It's been going on for several years now. And in my thing, I've broken the whole Forgotten Realms and made it my own, essentially. But the Kraken Society is a Cthulhu thing, right? They're trying to raise the Cthulhu and Rylath, the city under the ocean and this and that. And so how they do that is they anything that they do to take life in their name or they instigated, that they caused, that life energy when the person dies goes to channel Cthulhu's life energy. And eventually you get a certain point where you fill up the life energy in Cthulhu when the city raises from underneath the sea in Antarctica, wherever the hell it's at, right? Okay. Now, I decided let's do a crossover event where, because in every campaign I run, I want to do some sort of like you go to a different place, a planet, a time, a history, or something like that, outside the world that you're normally in. And so I said, how about, because I don't know why this came to me, but one night I was watching Cabaret with Liza Minnelli from the 70s, right? And it was set in Berlin in the 30s and this and that. And I'm like, wow, this is a hell of a thing. And so anyway, that was a late night Amazon video choice that I can't take back. So I'm admitting to.
What were you thinking?
So I'm thinking this is interesting because what if I dropped my brother and Dwayne's guy there in that world, in that time and place? The Berlin in the 30s was a cesspool of debauchery, sex everywhere. I mean, oh my God, it's amazing. And I picked up a book, Berlin in the 30s by that came out about a year and a half ago or something.
Okay.
And holy shit, it was fantastic. It was like he won some Emmys, and it should win some Emmys. Amazing book. It's an amazing book. And so I said, I'm looking at this thing and I'm buying more Cthulhu books, and I didn't want to run a full Cthulhu campaign, but since I'm doing the whole Cthulhu influence and Forgotten Realms, I'm gonna go nuts with this. And I said, I'm going to drop them because I figured, you know what, if Cthulhu and deaths are caused by blah, 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 powers Cthulhu, well, why wouldn't it work across planes? So I figured the entire Nazi thing was behind the scenes, the cult devoted to Cthulhu. And so the swastika is an ancient Cthulhu symbol. And I had all this shit tied in to bring Cthulhu into it, right? And so I dropped them in Berlin, and they're dealing with Nazi Germany, and they know that they're sort of like that's a Cthulhu symbol, but they're setting 1930s. And I did it at such a time where my brother just hit the level where he gets 9th level spells, and then I dropped him in there and took it away from him. So he's sitting there buck naked, Terminator style, in a cold, snowy alley with the paladin, and he's like, what the fuck now? And the first thing I'm going to do when they roll up the first game we're playing tomorrow is I'm going to have them roll a shrinkage test. Shrinkage in the sense of George Costanza from Seinfeld. It's cold, you're naked, it's Germany. Shrinkage.
It's shrinkage.
And the shorter the shrinkage, the more shrinkage they got, the hotter the chicks are walking by, see them naked in the alley. Their reputation's forever tarnished in Berlin in the 30s. And they got to figure a way to get the fuck back.
So Joe, question.
Mm-hmm.
When did you turn 50?
50. I'm 51 now, man.
Oh, so you turned 50.
Oh, yeah.
So in other words, 50 is the new 15.
Absolutely, dude. I don't fuck around, man.
Dude, I'm not. You've seen how we act when we get together.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. So this thing is, people forget, I've never been married. I've never been trained. I've never been house trained. I've never been broken of my habits. So I still act like, 20-year-old kid, 15-year-old kid.
I knew I was broken when I started putting the seat down. It's like,
oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's the sadness of a man broken. Yes.
It's like So of course. So what did I do? And this wasn't stupid either. Those toilet seats that are like you just push them down a little bit and they slowly go down themselves.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
I was like, that's what I want, because otherwise I'll go flip and go.
Then you get in trouble for that too. You can't win.
Why are you slamming the seat? So now it's like, well, why the seat's taking like 2 minutes to go down? I go, well, that's the solution. That's the way it works.
Bust my balls for slamming the seat. You got a nice, easy ride now.
Well,
so You know the weird thing about this whole Berlin thing? I bought a bunch of books on it. I even bought the book the Cabaret was based on. Oh, here's the good thing, dude. I told my brother and Dwayne, listen, you want really good insights into this setting?
Right.
You need to watch Cabaret. So they really don't, but they had to, so they did. And they can't get through it. I don't know how many times they tried to get through this fucking thing with Liza Minnelli and a Berlin fucking vaudeville kind of show thing out there in a cabaret. And I'm just forced it on them because I told them it would help them. I knew that they're greedy enough to think, oh, I got to figure out how to get, I got to get advantage in this. I'm going to have to watch Cabaret.
I'd be like this. I'd be like, I'm going to watch the producers. I will sing Springtime for Hitler in Germany. But no.
Oh, man. But wrapping my mind around Berlin's been interesting. And a lot of it is a language barrier because I have to figure out, I mean, it's a culture I'm not familiar with, right? And I have to figure out, the Platz means park. And I just get, familiar with, I knew some of this history, obviously, but I didn't know all the particulars. And this source book, Berlin in the 30s, it's so fantastic. It's an amazing book and it's chock full of useful shit. It really is. It's a well done book, right? And I'm impressed by it. I really am. But it's a lot to digest, right? And so I've been breaking my brain as to, because I knew the rough outline of what's going to happen from point A to point B. I just didn't know how we were going to get there. And then I finally realized, one step at a time, asshole. Do it slowly. You don't need to know the entire city of Berlin. You need to know the alley and the block around everybody. And because that's all they're going to do. First adventure, I need to find some clothes. It's fucking cold. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of shit. I don't need to know all Berlin. I just need to know more than they do. That's all.
Exactly. And that is part of the secret. Now, and if you want to make things, if you want to kind of like cheat and making things sound more German has a lot of English cognates. There's a lot of words that you'll get Freund, friend. You can look at Schwester, sister. There's Vater, father. Wasser, water. There's a lot of words you go, oh, I can see the connection. But Germans have this fucking pain in the ass thing that they will say, oh, well, that's probably not the perfect example, but oh, look at that small black book. No, for the Germans, it becomes a compound word. Kleiner Schwarzenbuchen. What the fuck did you just? And it becomes one word that's pronounced as one word with no. So you're like, if you break it down, which my German experience when I was working I've used German, I think twice in my whole working career.
Do you speak it though? How fluent are you?
Ich spreche Deutsch, aber nicht so gut. Really, I speak.
You too, motherfucker.
I'm not very good at it. So when I was working at Stern's department store and I was kind of running the bargain spot, young men's and the candy department. We had an elderly couple from Germany, an elderly. They were probably 60. I mean, they seemed elderly when you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
And Rochelle, my senior citizen behind the candy counter, she's like, oh, God, Eric, I think they're from Germany, and they need help buying candy. So I'm like, oh, Jesus. All right, so I go up to them like,
get them some good diver. It's close enough to Germany.
Yeah. I go, did you speak any English? Sprichst du Deutsch?
Oh, God.
Ja. Ich spreche Deutsch, aber nicht so gut. You can figure out what I'm saying. I speak German, but not so well. Nicht so schnell, bitte. Not so fast, please. And you know how we get that stereotypical American overseas who thinks talking loud and slowly will make them understood?
Yeah.
The woman leans in, and she's like,
oh, God.
Du eine. Do you have a kleine? Do you have a small? And then she went off on one of these like huge ass compound German words. Kleiner Zuckersticker. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I wrote, I'm there once more. And then I caught menthol and somewhere in that compound word. So I was like, all right, they want like mints, menthol.
Oh, okay.
And I was able to find, and I was like, and Rochelle's like, oh, you really speak good German. I go, no, I don't. I really fucking don't. So now we'll skip ahead to when I was working in the South Bronx, late 90s. And me and my partner, we're driving around and we're under the elevated 6 train. And I see these 2 white gentlemen, fairly tall, wearing backpacks, like going over their head, type of hikers, camping packs that you never see in the U.S. And I'm like, oh, shit, Caesar, pull up. And it's like, hey, gentlemen, can we talk to you? Sprichst du Deutsch? I'm like, oh, no, fucking German tourists.
Again.
These guys were, for the best I could gather, they were staying at a youth hostel.
Oh, okay.
Down in Harlem on 110th Street, just north of Central Park.
Yeah,
I actually knew where it was. And I got the address from them. And I looked at my partner and I was like, dude, we can get down there and back in 20 minutes. Let's go off on a personal and drive these guys to their youth hostel, or else we are going to be responding to a stabbing.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
So I was like, gentlemen, I was like, we'll take you. Like, hostel? Yeah.
Yeah, hostel is right. You're stuck in fucking Harlem, motherfucker.
Yeah. Kommen Sie. Automobile. In backseat is just setzen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, Caesar, we're gonna go through every red light, because we were like, technically we're not going to be out of command. We're going to be out of county, out of borough.
Yeah.
Like, Sancho, show us on a personal at the house. 10-4. Boom, drop them off. The moment we got back into the Bronx, it's like, yeah, Central, we're back on patrol. You holding anything? No. I was like, all right, good. Deed well done, and we just shit-canned a major crime that would have happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally lost. It's like, and I wanted to get them to speech of what the hell are you doing in the South Bronx, but my German was not good enough to give anybody a speech.
Yeah.
I was a bit more removed, for at least when I was when it happened when I was working retail, I was actively taking German in college, so you kind of have that zone. I didn't have that zone years later. It was totally not there. And now, I laugh at you. I laugh in your face, German. 999.
Speaking of 999.
One night. Joe the Lawyer is sexy. There
you go.
I wouldn't have paid $1.99 to say that, Joe. But
that's it. There's a fan right there talking. I just want to see what it looks like when I do a super chat here, man. Super chat is on, and that's going to go to a good fund. I don't think we touched on it, but I don't think
we didn't touch on this. So we hit.
While you talk, I'm going to pee. I'll be right back.
Oh, hopefully you're going to pee off camera, but yes.
Well, if you want to see it on camera, you got to get some more super chats if you want to see that shit on camera.
No. We'll get super chats not to, please. So last week we hit the 1,000 subscriber plateau mark, shelf, whatever, to actually apply for monetization. And lo and behold, YouTube monetized this channel. I was pleasantly surprised. So along with that comes super chats. So the game plan currently is, I add your pain in the ass. We are working with, when I say we, myself, Bad Mike, we are working with various publishers to sponsor this channel. So for $10 a day for the pre-recorded short 10 to 15 minute episodes, it's $10. $25 for one of the live streams like this, Talking Crit, Dungeons Dragons Discourse, me and my wife doing Gamers Health. I don't know anything about what's happening with Lou. I'm sorry, Ronald Die. So the idea is that the sponsorship monies will go directly to a fund that will do what Doug Ray did a lot of times behind the scenes without people knowing, which was pay for the admission to the con for sometimes whole families who couldn't afford to be there otherwise, and to support the original generation of game creators who don't have health insurance, who don't have rainy day funds, help them in their times of need. Doug was big on doing that. bought computers for people in need. Mike told about some of these stories on this past Wednesday. So we want to get a fund together so people can just say, "Hey, I'm going to sponsor, the next two Iron Rations," and then you would just PayPal the account that Mike would have, and then we wouldn't run ads at all on those Iron Rations. So right now we have ads running, but when we start the sponsorship money will go to the funds in Doug's name. As it stands right now, super chats, we're going to be passing that stuff over. Later on, once we have the sponsorship in place, we'll probably use the super chats just to support the creators of this cast. So that means getting Joe a new mic, or getting a new vid camera for Glenn, or whatever. We'll use it for those purposes. But
That's cool.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there. It's
Absolutely.
literally one day at a time.
Yeah. No, that's a great cause. I think help me. We're all getting older. You know what I mean? To help the older guys who are retired
Yes.
and whatnot. Yeah, I didn't know Lou Zochi. I don't know how you pronounce it. What's over his condition? Is he?
I heard something about it, but I heard no details, so I don't
Really?
even know.
All right. Damn.
Once the algorithm hears today's broadcast, there may not be. There might not be after this one. Listen, I was surprised that they.
Dildos and Hitler all in one conversation. What more do you want, guys?
What they're gonna talk about the that horrible N-word, the Nazis, not the Nazis.
Oh, is that a word we can't say?
I think so.
Oh, no shit, really? Oh, we got to figure out the words. Now that you're monetized, I don't want to lose your money.
I'm not worried. If you demonetize an episode, it's not like I'm making I may, through regular monetization at this rate, I'm going to guess, without super chats, make between $30 and $50 a month from revenue here. So I'm not. I'd rather make $10 an episode getting sponsored and have that money do something else.
Yeah. And any donations during that sponsored show will go towards the charity, right?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. That's cool, man.
Unless it's a time when it's like, all right, well, listen, maybe we'll have a time where Joe needs a new mic or Glenn needs a new camera. Hey, that's a cause. Listen, you want to help out?
Yeah.
We're putting aside whatever month it's going to go toward this cause for the show.
Yeah.
You all know.
Yeah.
But again, sponsorship will mean that that individual episode won't run with ads. It won't be monetized. And then we can curse like a sailor.
What is Shatsar saying? Eric just needs to get Streamlabs so we can take tips and get more share than super chats.
Yeah, super chat takes a shit ton of money. I was surprised by that. I will have to check into Streamlabs.
Yeah. If you're getting more money, what the hell? That makes sense. That's cool. Glenn's camera is fine. He needs to turn down the resolution so it eats less bandwidth because his internet sucks. He must be on AOL. Still at 300 baud.
Well, here's the thing. Glenn is getting might help too, a new laptop. When I say new, it's a laptop that we had bought for my son when he was supposed to be going to a police academy out in Utah, and then was it Utah? I think it was Utah, and then wound up not going and not needing the laptop and not taking the laptop. So Rachel was like, "What are we fucking doing with this laptop?" And she's like, "Hey, see if Glenn needs a laptop." So
there you go.
Out this week.
Hey, speaking of super chats, though, do you have something filtered turned on? Because I was gonna say Joe DeLawyer is a sexy bastard, but it wouldn't take it. I had to just change it to Joe DeLawyer sexy, and so you have like some sort of filter?
YouTube might.
Okay.
They might have words that you can't say on the super chat.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't think about that. So he fell. Zachi's fell at Gen Con. Speaking of conventions, man, ShireCon was this past weekend. I know you had car trouble. You couldn't make it. And I tapped out because of COVID. I got I just a lot going on. So I didn't want to be near my parents just in case. I'm more paranoid than most maybe, but
right.
She's your own, your all choices. But I just saw Joe Block's video that he put up there. He did a little, talking about Gen Con, or about ShireCon. And he did a talk about it, he liked it, this and that, and he showed a little video clips of it, and it looked like it was half packed of what it normally is, or less. Did you see that video?
I have not seen it yet. I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, I actually fall into the category of I can get my booster to my first 2 shots.
Can you? My
yes,
parents too.
Yes,
I'm
Pfizer.
due in a month.
I'm Pfizer, and I at the end of the month,
Yeah.
I can super boost.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna get it too. You're gonna do it definitely.
I don't know, but I mean, I was told my antibodies are looking pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, at my cardiologist because he tested for it. So, you know, COVID is something that is literally going to be a personal choice for you. It was on 9/11. Hung out with my friend Brian. Brian works from home for one of the what do they call them, the top 500 companies. He works for a major, probably a top 100 company.
Fortune 500 or Fortune 100.
It might be the Fortune 50, really.
Yeah.
And he works from home. So he was like, I work from home. Well, I'm not going to get it. So he came out on the 11th to come with us down to our local pub, which, by the way, they were not enforcing the vaccine mandate until that Monday. Past Monday. So he's like, I'm not vaccinated. I'm like, okay, Brian, well, I am. Vaccine protects me, protects my wife, protects my parents. And my brother-in-law happens to not be vaccinated. He's out in the public. We don't shun him when we have family gatherings, you know, so don't worry. He goes, you sure? I'm like, yeah. So first, now, that being said, would I prefer to throw myself into, I don't know, a room full of unvaccinated people? Probably not.
Yeah. I just didn't want to be in a tight room, even though I know they had good ventilation. The windows, the doors are open. It's fall. It would have been nice. And then Rob just brought up, Rob says, well, based on my recent experience, don't get COVID. I wasn't going to say anything, Rob, until you did. But yeah, Rob had COVID and he's recovering now. We canceled 2 weeks of games just to get him, get him ready. Thankfully, he didn't have it really bad, but it took a toll. Took a toll, Yeah. So it's, and I think Rob was weren't you vaccinated? I thought, Rob, you can get a vaccine. I thought you were vaccinated. Yeah. So, it's the shit show. I don't want to take a chance because you got these after effects, these other symptoms. Who fucking needs that stuff, man?
Yeah. And like I said, Rach and I, we had ourselves a bed and breakfast. It was going to be like our 10th anniversary mini moon. It was going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then the car, started. Is the car still usable? Yes. Can it do highway speeds and not sound like a low-flying plane is trailing my car? No, I can't do that. But I can still drive around the city at my 35 miles per hour, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
So, but I went to buy. I was like, hey, let's all go to the dealer. Let's all go to the dealer.
And get killed.
And it wound up being the same salesman, very low person that's excited about the car brand and the cars, but very low pressure.
Oh, that's cool. They're the best ones. They're the ones you buy from because they don't bust your balls.
Yeah, no, he's very, he just likes what he does and he loves the brand. And he's just like, I was like, when I come in, like, oh, well, yeah, let's see who's up. Oh, it's Sergey. I was like, dude, 8 years ago, you sold us a car. He was like, I did? I'm like, yeah. And he's when I'm selling my parents their car. My father saw me pulling out with my Subaru in a snowstorm and not having to dig my way out. He's like, oh, they're great for that.
They are. I had a Subaru. I lived in Colorado, dude. Subaru Outback, the Rocky Mountain Edition. That fucking car. People don't understand that when you talk about like these people jack up their trucks and pickups and this and that, and they make them higher. But the lowest part of the truck is the only thing that matters. You could jack up the bed or anything else as high as you want, but the lowest part of the truck is everything. A Subaru Outback at the time, at least, had a higher clearance rate by, a half inch, 3/4 inch or whatever, than almost every SUV and pickup on the market. I could drive places, and I did drive places when I lived out there, over the mountains in the middle of snowstorms with zero fear of getting caught anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking 11,000, 12,000 feet, middle of the night, snow coming down, mountain pass, icy, crappy, no visibility, no guardrail. You fall down, you drop 3,000 feet to the fucking, valley below. I had no fears because that Subaru was a badass fucking car. So if you're getting one of them, man, God bless, you're safe.
Yeah, and they retain value. We've had ours. It'll be 8 years in December. Only got 46,000 miles on it because I retired 5 years ago, so it didn't have a lot of commuting time on it. But they're offering $10K on the trade, and that's
fucking hell, dude.
Huge.
That's nice. So, that's really nice.
Yeah, we're going for one of the higher trim levels, and it's like, oh wait, I go, I don't know if I need a heated steering wheel. Oh, but that also comes with like the no glare high beam mirrors that automatically adjust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all right.
Suck you in, man. That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
I'll take that. All right. I didn't need the heated. The heated steering wheel makes me sound like it's but it's like, oh, I like this. It's got driver side and passenger side climate control. So now Rach won't complain when I have like the AC going, which is Rach, it's only 60 degrees outside. I need the AC. I'm cold. Now I can heat up her side, and I can stay nice and cool.
Last weekend, I had my nieces who live in town. They're 13-year-olds, and they're in 8th grade. And I said, hey, you want to get together? I have, because one of the last things to unpack, I had boxes of pictures that I just had started a collection. I did the kids that send me pictures or whatever. They make me a card when they're 3. I just thumbtack it to the wall. After a while, it just became hundreds of pictures and thumbtacked to the wall. And so I'm like, geez, there's a lot of shit. When I moved, I put them all in one big box and I said, I'll sort them later. And I went and bought photo albums. So I'm like, hey, girls, you want to come over? Or you want to get together and we'll hang out and we'll do these pictures in the albums? And yeah. So they're here and they come up and, hot fucking summer day, 85 degrees and they're wearing sweatshirts, and I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, we're going into your apartment and we know it's cold.
Come prepared.
I have everything. I have all the AC set at 65 degrees, so yeah.
While Di wants to know, heated seats were an automatic. Once Rich and I got heated seats, you can't step back. Mm-hmm. Actually, what I like about this too is that the rear has its own AC vents. You never have that. The rear is always like, is the AC on?
Yeah, exactly.
Rich is freezing her ass off, and I was in the back going, crank up the AC, I can't feel it. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, Rich is about to freeze out of freeze her ass off. What do you mean? And it has USB ports for charging in the back.
Oh, nice, dude. That's pretty good.
Although I think the thing that impressed Rach the most was the single touch for the trunk opening and closing.
Oh yeah. Is that where you kick the bumper or something?
No, you just gotta press the little button underneath, and it goes up,
right.
and then you press the same button and it comes down. And she's like, because Rach is not very tall. She's like, I don't have to do like reach and jump anymore. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So when are you picking it up? What's the new deal?
We're looking at December. They have nothing.
Really? Just a shortage and everything, dude.
Yeah.
I'm drinking now Captain Morgan Private Stock. By the way, the best rum ever, guys. You could do it on the rocks. It's smooth. I tried all the high-end rums. This is the best one. Anyhow, I'm not getting a Captain Morgan promotion here. I'm just saying. I usually get the bigger bottle. Right. They don't have it. And for months, nobody has it. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He goes, we can't get it. It's the glass shortage because of whatever the fuck is upside down in the world today. There's shortages everywhere. There's toilet paper shortages again. What the fuck?
There's an aluminum can shortage going on too.
Really?
Yes. Now, here's one, and you just kind of brought it up, and I've been reading this in multiple places, so I don't know what they're saying. There's going to be a paper shortage, which won't just be a problem with books, but it will be a problem with toilet paper. Now,
yeah.
Back during the early days of
COVID,
the pandemic.
Yeah. We can't say that word either. Can we say COVID? We can't say that word.
I don't know. But remember when it was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to break out my paperback books to.
Yeah.
Thank God we never got to that.
Yeah.
But there was a point where you couldn't get toilet paper anywhere.
You're right.
Amazon, the only toilet paper I could find on Amazon.
Chinese, right? Chinese
toilet paper.
Yes.
Where there's like no cardboard in the middle.
Yes. I still have a roll of that.
All right. Yeah. So we actually used it all, right? I forgot that I had put it on like I think a yearly reorder when I ordered it. So So like 2 months ago, I'm like, what the hell is this? And I went, oh shit, we got these Chinese
shit is right.
wrapped in blue. So I'm like, all right, I'll bring this down to the basement. And now I'm reading stuff. I'm like, oh well, we might be well positioned.
Yeah.
I was like, now we need a regular toilet
God.
paper. So I did a double order from Amazon. I was like,
Oh God.
you know what? I'll get the it was the Amazon Presto brand or whatever. What we normally order, I doubled the order, figuring we'll just leave them in the basement. I don't want to get to the Chinese toilet paper unless I
gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Really have to. It's a notch above using your paperback collection.
It's bad. I had one roll because the people downstairs in my old place before I moved, they're like, Joe, we're all set. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, we got the old people downstairs. We got toilet paper. They finally figured out how to use Amazon or wherever the fuck they ordered it from. We ordered 400 rolls. I'm like, fantastic. We're all going to have toilet paper. 400 rolls.
Were they selling this on the aftermarket?
I don't know where they got it from. They ordered it. I thought it was Amazon. I don't know where the fuck they got it. They ordered it online, 400 fucking rolls of toilet paper, right? So I'm like, I'm talking to the landlord who's now deceased. That's not people says. I'm like, my roommate at the time, dude, we're set. We're going to have the cleanest asses up through COVID. We're set. We're good. We got 400 rolls coming downstairs. We can get it from them. And so it finally comes and she comes up the stairs looking at it like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is this, Kathy? She goes, this is the toilet paper. So where the fuck is that? There's no thing in the middle. She goes, it's Chinese toilet paper. So you got 400 rolls of this? That shit's going to last me. Each roll is one shit because they're not that big. You know what I mean? There's not that much to them.
I mean, there actually was.
Yours were bigger?
Yeah.
Mine were about 1.5 inches across.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, you got big ones.
We got big ones.
Oh, okay.
But it has. Listen, I've seen the toilet paper spinners that just have that little wire, like that little prong, and it might fit. But if you have a double prong, I got a double prong one here with it. You stand everything up, and then you stand up 4 or 5 rolls, and then the last roll, spins.
Yeah.
I tried hammering it onto it.
Dude, this thing was like 1.5 inches wide in diameter. It was a cylinder, 1.5 inches wide. I'm like, what is this? Each one is worth of shit. What am I going to do with this? So I just kept one for just souvenir purposes. And over time, I just built up my supply. I had like 240 rolls at one point. It's sitting on my front stairs. And I'm like, when I moved, I'm like, listen, my parents were like, hey, can we help you? Dude, you're 70-something years old. How are you going to help me move? I said, here's what you could do, though. I have 200 and something rolls of toilet paper left. You could take that off my hands. so they had the room for it. So they got toilet paper. They got paper towels. They got 30 rolls of paper towels. They got 200 rolls of toilet paper. So I know that if I am in need and we run short on all this stuff, I just go to my parents' house and pick up a couple dozen.
Isn't it scary? Like, listen, we talk about a barter system in like D&D, right? And,
yeah.
How much is a copper worth? Listen, when it comes down to it, right? How much is toilet paper worth?
I know.
Shortage.
I know.
How much was? Do you have Skell Gel? No. Do you know what Skell Gel is, Joe?
Skell Gel.
That's it. That's the disinfectant squirt. I need to disinfect my hands. Give me that aloe vera disinfectant squirt.
Yeah.
We always called it Skell Gel on the job because it's what you use. Like, I just had another drug user from the street.
The short for drug user, the skeleton looking guy. Yeah. I gotcha.
Let me use the Skell Gel to disinfect my hands.
Yeah.
Remember the shortage on that? I started.
Yeah.
I was finding recipes how to make your own.
Yeah.
It's like, well, geez, it's cheaper using pure vodka. I mean,
I gotta waste it on that.
Well, I could get rot gut vodka for not too bad a price. But I mean. So
that's a Dubra, guys. And whoever, I don't know if you have Dubra down there, man. It's like the 38 cents an ounce vodka Dubra. So
if I don't have it near me, I'm sure I can find a neighbor that does have
it. Yeah. It's wino vodka. It's like the equivalent of Hennessy. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same goddamn thing.
Can you give me something? I want my vodka in a shatterproof plastic bottle.
Yeah, that's all they're selling now. The guy at the liquor store near me says, we're talking about the glass shortage, and why he couldn't get me the thing. He goes, dude, all the Jack I got right now, all the Jack Daniels in glass bottles, that's all I'm going to get in glass bottles until December. He's not going to get any more Jack in glass. So I'm like, damn, that's something else, man. Yeah. And
the reason why you sell alcohol in glass bottles is because it doesn't pick up any of the plastic
Yeah.
into it. I mean, alcohol can be a little bit corrosive, and that's generally why even aluminum cans have a coating inside of them. So that's why you don't generally get too much beer in plastic, which I'm sure we'll be seeing more beer in plastic after this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, soda's
drink
already
it
in
quicker.
plastic.
Drink it quicker.
You know, I read somewhere that you ever get soda in a plastic bottle, you get soda in a can. The can always seems like it's more seltzery.
Yes.
I always wonder about that. And I read somewhere basically that it's because they have to scale back the level of seltzer in a bottle, a plastic bottle, because the bottle would have exploded too often with that much carbonation in there. You know what I mean? And so you can put more in a can because you basically have a stronger container with an aluminum can. So. Yeah,
and I believe over time, slowly the CO2 does diffuse to the your bottles.
Yeah, through the cap, but the can is a little bit more sturdy. You know, lasts a little bit longer. Yeah. Have you ever had Coca-Cola with the sugar as opposed to the corn syrup?
Oh, you mean Mexican Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'll take me off my low carb diet in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna give me a Mexican Coke or Mexican Fanta?
Sure. Fanta.
Put it right into my bloodstream. Let's go.
just you feel the skull. You found the guy with the needle of fucking Coke in his arm.
No, I don't want that Coke, motherfucker.
Fucking brown Coke. What is it? Oh, it tastes like Coca-Cola.
No, I'm not talking about like heroin. I'm talking.
I know. I know. It's that good Mexican Coke. Yeah, say that 3 times on the phone and see if we got the FBI busting down your door. You know,
they don't listen to your phone.
No, not a bit.
Unless they have a right to listen to somebody else who called somebody who then called you, and now due to that chain of chains, the feds can listen to you, even though you're not on the warrant or or secondary. You're tertiary.
Yeah,
later, Rob.
Sweet horseshit. Bye, Rob. Take care, man. Feel better, buddy. I think he's pretty much all good now. You know, he just skipped this week too. Yeah. But that sugar Coke, man. I'm a big conspiracy theorist. I'm still a 50-50 about did we actually land on the moon and shit. But here's my thing about the Coke thing. Remember when they had the old Coke and the new Coke? They had the classic Coke and all that stuff happened. Yeah. They changed the Coca-Cola formula and they called new Coke. Everybody hated it. So after a while, all the new Coke sold, and all the old classic Coke, went for $1 million, and they sold off and everything else. And then they said, we're bringing back classic Coke. And everybody was like, hooray, we win, power to the people, yada, yada. And they brought back classic Coke, and people were like, you know what? It tastes a little bit different. Do you know why? They changed it from sugar to corn syrup.
Oh, they weren't using the high fructose before? I thought they were.
No, they were not. And so when they switched over from sugar in the original Coke to corn syrup in the second Coke, the thing about corn syrup that it does to you is that corn syrup has a strange effect, believe it or not, that it masks that impulse from your stomach to your brain that says, hey, I'm full, stop fucking eating, asshole. I'm full. You're going to get fat if you keep eating. That feeling is masked when you have corn syrup in your body. And so all of a sudden, as soon as all the companies went from sugar to corn syrup, the obesity rate, if you track the obesity rate of the United States, it goes a straight line, maybe a little bit up. Corn syrup, boom, right off the fucking charts. And if you track when they started adding it on to all these other things, like Coca-Cola, I'm convinced that they wanted to change the formula to corn syrup because it's cheaper. They make more money because people just keep drinking motherfucking shit. And that was the plan all along. Prove me wrong, motherfuckers. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
I guess I'm perfectly suited to be wearing this ancient alien guy's mask right now. Prove me wrong, motherfuckers. I think it was all a grand plan at the beginning.
Chatter says he thinks when Pepsi starts having shortages, gamers will pay $100 for a Mountain Dew. I should buy
That's a good point, man.
Do you remember a couple of years ago, Mountain Dew was putting out, was it Mountain Dew Lightning or whatever? The Mountain Dew throwback.
Yes,
Mountain Dew throwback was
sugar.
Cane sugar.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's when I was in pleasant denial of my type 2 diabetes.
That was good shit. I bought a case. There was at the Complete Strategist, Tavis Allison organized the Dave Arneson Day. It was, I guess David just died or something. He
Right.
organized the day down in the basement of Complete Strategist in New York City. If you've never been there, guys, it's a fucking dungeon if you've ever seen one. You're
I've
underneath.
never been in the basement.
You've never been
No.
there? Really?
No.
You got to check it out sometime.
How do you
It's
get
a
in
hole.
the basement? Is it in
You
the
just
back?
got to cut through the back room. You just where the bathroom is. You go to left. You go into the back
Wait,
room. Make a left. Go to the
There's
bathroom.
a bathroom with the complete strat. See, these are
Oh,
things.
dude, I got to grease my ass to fit in that ancient fucking bathroom. Like if I'm taking a shit, I'm bringing butter in to grease the sides so I could fit in the fucking stall. That bathroom is ancient. It's back when men were 5'2" and that was monstrous, right? Anyway, yeah. So if you go in the back room where they do all their mail order shit, you make a left, you go to the bathroom, or you can make a right and there's a stairwell. You go right downstairs. So Tavis Allison did this Dave Arneson Day, and back then I brought prizes. I brought, I brought a copy of Osric, and I bought a copy, and I brought like a 6-pack of Mountain Dew that just came out, and I gave it away as a prize. You know, yeah, that was fun. I ran a D&D. Oh god, it was so hot down there, and the gamer stench was something intense. There's no fucking ventilation, you know. God.
Oh, that's when you know that you're a true gamer.
No, yeah. It was nasty though, man. It was fucking nasty. Coca-Cola from the early 90s? No shit. That's the glass bottles. Remember they had 2 liter and it came in a glass back then, right?
You know, you can still get like 16 or 20 ounce glass bottles up in the Poconos. At certain
Really?
places. Yeah.
Are they from back in the day, or they still just make them like that?
They're still making them. And,
Okay.
And you'll find some stores.
Yeah.
When I say stores, like old stores, will have the vending machines that kick out the glass bottles.
And they don't break.
No,
That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. You know,
they
you
don't
reach in,
break.
glass shatters cuts your wrist, and you die because of the broken glass. Oh my god. BOS. Exactly there, Wild Die. BOS and salami sandwiches. That's pretty much sums it up. That sums it up. Yeah. You know what it is? If fat guys, it's the fat rolls, because you get the sweat caught between the fat rolls, and then it gets a kind of stench going on. I've noticed that. Not that I have it, not at all. I just noticed that though. I think that's the fucking cause of it, you know. So dildos to Hitler to fat rolls and stench.
Yeah, I don't know how to write a description for this.
Yeah. Good luck, man. This has been interesting. We had about 3.5 minutes of D&D talk, I think, though. So we got our quota.
Well, we covered it at some point. I'm not going to go through and say, well, here, if you listen at 52 minutes and 43 seconds, you'll find our D&D moment.
D&D moment. That's about all it was. That's about a moment and a half, man. God. Hey, you know what I'm watching again? The Mandalorian. What? I just finished season 1. I'm starting season 2. I kind of like it, man. I'm liking it better the second time around than I did the first time around.
Really?
It's such an enjoyable show.
It was a lot of fun.
That's what it is. It's a fun show. It's a show they don't know how to make anymore. It's a show about cool shit. You know, it's a Western in space. It's a spaghetti Western in space. Just like Star Trek, the original series. A spaghetti Western in space. That's all it is. That's just fantastic. Fucking Favreau is a god. He really is. He knows what the fuck works and what people like, man.
Rich and I, last season of Babylon 5.
Oh, nice.
I think it's been a week since we've put it on.
The last season, you mean 4 or 5? Because a lot of people consider 4 as the last season.
No. Last.
All right, 5. Okay.
5.
All right, yeah.
I should just sneak ahead to the final episode, which wraps everything up, because this one is kind of like, and I told her too. I said, I warned you that season 5 had filler episodes, right? And she's like, yeah, like the Neil Gaiman episode was interesting. He was one of the writers, but she goes, but it had nothing to do with any of the ongoing plots. I go, not only that, the episode that follows that piggybacks off the plot before that episode.
That's a waste.
So continuity is all.
Yeah.
I was like, why?
I really enjoyed how it ended where, and it's a spoiler alert, guys, if you haven't seen it. Well, first of all, if you haven't seen Babylon 5, fuck you.
25
fucking
years.
Fuck you all if you haven't seen Babylon 5. What the hell? Anyway, spoiler for those who haven't. Remember when they talked about the human race and its future? They had sort of cut scenes. They had monks after some sort of a post-apocalyptic collapse, and they had the Rangers were still going, and then they had various evolution of man again after the collapse, and it was like a million years in the future, and man ascended to being beings of light, just like the ancient ones, the old ones. Remember that?
Okay. Yes.
And I was like, that's so fucking cool. It's like a positive future for humanity, and an evolution. And they probably don't know at all, that generation of a million years in the future, of ancient history. And then, or if they do, it's a myth or a fairy tale or
Right.
something like that. You know what I mean? That's just so cool, though. It's just so cool that it's like Star Trek used to be, an optimistic vision of the future. Now, unlike Star Trek as it is now in all their latest incarnations, fucking living abortion.
I have not
you know?
watched the third season of
Discovery.
You
watched the first two? Dude, I listened to our Lord and Savior Doomcock, and he said don't watch it, so I didn't bother. I mean, he said it sucked ass. I didn't bother.
Season 1 was bearable. Season 2 was bearable.
Yeah.
And season 1, I watched on my phone because I wasn't. I'm going to just say, strange servers in Romania and shit.
Yeah.
Season 3, I watched one episode, and then I was like, "That's it, can't do it." And then Picard, Rach and I were trying to enjoy Picard, and it was just like, you know what, I've got you. I didn't know at the time, but I had congestive heart failure, and I was like, you know what, I think I'd rather kill over right now.
Yeah,
have to watch another episode of this shit. It's like there's no connection between Picard and 7 of 9 or whatever the fuck her name is.
I know.
Why are we throwing this character into the series?
Plus, who amongst us didn't call 7 of 9 6 of 9 just because the whole 69 connotation? But she was hot back in the day. This is 25 fucking years ago, though. I mean, now it's like cougar territory we're talking here. She's no longer a sex symbol.
Yeah, no.
It's like, what do you cares, man? Who gives a fuck?
Picard, there was literally nothing redeemed. And then when I heard for the next season of Picard, they were going to cut back on the funding.
Good.
So what was maybe on a good episode bearable and a bad episode not bearable is going to be just shit as a baseline.
Yeah. God, Joe just said they had Discovery cast with Will Wheaton on D&D. Will Wheaton. I mean, since he was making once or twice a season on Big Bang Theory, Will Wheaton was going on this show, right?
Right.
And by the way, because Will Wheaton has podcasts and I am now on a podcast, me and Will Wheaton are peers.
You're
so
equals.
We're peers. We're equals, right? Now, fuck his followers. We're equals.
So
I could talk as a colleague to a colleague now that Will Wheaton, ever since his shit ended with the Big Bang Theory, he was on once or twice a season, probably making Big Bang bucks on that fucking show. Yeah, what's he done since? What's he done before and what's he done since? I mean, Big Bang Theory rejuvenated his career, and now he's doing celebrity mentions on the Discovery series, which nobody fucking cares about or likes because it's not real fucking Star Trek, man. It's not real Star Trek. It's shit.
Will Wheaton had a one-shot cameo appearance on The Expanse.
Did he? Yeah. I like The Expanse. It's going to be 4 tries to get into it, but once I did, I liked the fuck out of it. So except for the last season.
You don't realize where Will Wheaton was.
No, where was he? Hopefully he was dead somewhere.
Yeah, well, he dies.
Oh, did he? Good. It's all right then.
He's the scientist that decides that I think I've invented a faster to light drive. And he puts it into play without any way to stop it. So he's the one.
That's great.
He invented the drive and then.
Yeah, he just went on forever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, Rob Conley was telling me about these Expanse books. I've never read them. He says they're fantastic. I might want to read them some point, but I didn't enjoy the most recent season of The Expanse. I think they jumped the shark or they ran out of material or something. Something wasn't good about it. I just didn't enjoy it. But the first few, it took me 3 or 4 tries to get into it, but I really enjoyed the shit out of The Expanse. It may be the best sci-fi other than last season on TV today, honestly.
Yeah,
it was
the last season,
really good.
Here's the thing. And I'm not going to disagree with you, the last season lacked, but it lacked compared to the first seasons. If you took it on its own and you weren't comparing it to its prior seasons, you would have said, oh, that was a decent sci-fi.
Well, they split the group. You don't do that. You just don't split the group.
No, you don't.
You don't split them up. That's what people liked.
Now they're saying, rumors have it, there's only 6 episodes for the final season.
Really? Well, didn't one guy get canceled for some bullshit? I'm not saying bullshit because I know what it is. I'm just assuming it's bullshit because he got canceled. I don't know what he did. I'm not making a judgment on it.
And apparently, I forget I'm not going to say what the accusations are because
I don't know what they are. I just remember there was some cancellation.
I remember them being my initial reaction when I heard the accusations were,
Yeah.
"Are you a fucking retard?"
Oh, did he
And
do something stupid?
yeah,
Fucking idiot.
one of those things.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, yeah, you probably deserve to be canceled.
I saw an interview or read an interview with Woody Harrelson. That guy from Cheers, he played Woody on Cheers. He was, Woody Harrelson. Cheers, he was the most clean-cut Kansas, corn-fed, kind of, humble, nice guy, right? In reality, in real life, he was a maniac. This guy was a fucking poonhound. He did shit that would make a horrible. I mean, this guy was nuts. He was fucking nuts. He was like an adrenaline junkie. He did everything. He was crazy. He did an interview recently, I guess, and I remember he said something to the effect of, thank God I grew up. I came into the Hollywood scene back in the 80s and 90s, because if I did it now, I'd be gone. All the shit he did then would have been on 50 different cell phones posted all over Instagram. Then, though, nobody had this shit. You had to, again, going back to Super 8 cameras and VHS things, right? And people just, they just didn't talk about it because you weren't in the scene. If you did. So
don't look at me with the camera. I'm not filming you.
Guy was a fucking maniac. I guess his father was a legit fucking mob hitman. His father was in jail for it, and he claimed that he was the guy who killed Jimmy Hoffa, for what it's worth. I don't know. But his father in jail claimed it when Woody Harrelson was famous. I remember reading this, probably in TV Guide or something. Woody Harrelson's father's a hitman, motherfucker. What the hell is this about? Yeah. Thank God. Like you said, though, the new stars. He says he feels bad for them because they can't live out the celebrity ideal life of, I guess, orgies, coke, and rock and roll. You know what I mean? So he lost out on it. The new guys. Yeah, the new Danny Bonaducci. God, that guy.
Hey, Danny Bonaducci. Hey, you freckle-faced.
I used to like the Partridge Family, man. Did you? Did you like to watch that show? I guess so. You can sing the song.
I'm happy.
Yeah. That was a great show, man.
I liked it better than the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch.
I did too. Cool. It was more rock and roll in a sense. Plus, I had a crush on Lori Partridge. She was hot, man.
It just seemed like the family seemed more natural, and it was less about the gotcha moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, it's the Hawaiian artifacts that we're culturally appropriating that's gonna kill us.
Speaking of Marsha, did you hear about Marsha Lucas? Or maybe her name is Marcia or Marcia. I don't know what the fuck her name is. Hear what she said?
Well, who is she? And why is she famous?
George Lucas's ex-wife.
Oh, okay.
Who was the editor of at least the first Star Wars movie, and maybe a couple other ones. I'm not sure.
Nepotism. I call out nepotism right now.
But they're divorced. Right?
All right, but it was nepotism back then.
Oh, maybe. But I think she won an Emmy or an Oscar for her editing. So it's like she has some skills, right? She wanted to edit all kinds of really good, really, really good movies. And so even after they divorced, she was still in the scene. Okay. She came out and slammed the fuck out of Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilms and what they've done to Star Wars. Ooh. She slammed the fuck out of them in an interview for a book, and she actually called them out. J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, they don't know jack shit about Star Wars, basically, what she was saying. I don't think she said jack shit, but they don't understand it. They don't appreciate it. They don't know what they're doing. They ruined it, blah, blah, blah. And then she called out George Lucas, her ex, the prequel trilogy, which I hated the prequel trilogy until I saw the sequel trilogy. I'm like, God bless the prequel fucking trilogy, because holy shit, that was fantastic. I love Jar Jar.
Funny,
dude. If I could erase the fucking sequel trilogy with that chick with the whatever the fuck, the Emperor's granddaughter, or whatever. If I would blow Jar Jar to erase the entire sequel trilogy.
Oh, Jar Jar, thank you.
Dude, fucking done. If I could erase that from history, I would fucking do it. Fuck that shit, man.
Jar Jar jump on one leg. Jar Jar Binks is the worst. I mean, talk about insulting a whole number of nations and islands. All right, so what do you think?
Dude, yell out your window in the back and ask the Filipino karaoke guys if they're insulted by Jar Jar. See what they say.
No, they wouldn't be, because they'd be like, "Oh no, he's Jamaican, Haitian,
Yeah, he's some
Virgin
Caribbean.
Island. He's some Caribbean. Yeah, I mean, Jaja is horrible cultural appropriation of the worst kind. So there, I've said it.
You're such an SJW.
I know. I know. It's amazing. It's amazing. I am, because I'm actually offended by Jaja Binks because, listen, for a number of years, my senior detective, American-born Jamaican, and I think he was very offended by the whole concept of Jaja Binks. Because not only was Jaja Binks a bad caricature, he was incompetent.
Yeah.
If you've ever worked with Jamaicans, Jamaicans are the ones that tend to. I know that in living color, it's like, oh, how many jobs you have, man?
Oh, dude, I swear to Christ, that's a bad stereotype.
It's legit.
That happened to be legit. I don't want to go into it because it's going to sound racist, but motherfucker, every Jamaican I've ever worked with had 14 fucking jobs. The goddamn guy's like, when do you sleep, motherfucker? In my car. All right, I guess that works between shifts on different jobs. Yeah.
For my detective, becoming a cop meant he only had to work one job, but would just work it a lot. Before that, he had 2 civil service jobs.
Wow.
He delivered the mail for the U.S. Postal Service and was a train conductor for the MTA.
Yeah, that's fucking.
I was like, how did you work that schedule?
Shit.
He goes, well, I was able to work the schedule. When did you sleep? He goes, when I wasn't working.
That's it. That's all you were doing. Yeah, dude, motherfucker. That's true though, man.
To turn that heritage into Jaja Binks.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Cool Running was more respectful.
Yes,
I like Cool Runnings, man. That was a good fucking movie. That was a pretty impressive, you know, because here's what happened. The Cool Runnings is about the Jamaican bobsled team, right? Now Jamaica, weed, they kind of synonymous ever since barley, right? And then probably before. But you got Cool Runnings. How did this happen? There's no fucking way a bunch of Jamaicans living in the Caribbean islands at fucking pristine, beautiful 90-degree weather all along, every year, every day of the year. There's no fucking way that their decision to say, hey, you know what we should do? Bobsledding. There's no way that weed wasn't involved in that fucking decision. No fucking way. They're all sitting there baked. Big fucking, I'm talking Snoop Dogg size fucking blunts sitting there and saying, you know what?
It's a good idea.
That's a good fucking idea, man. That's how it went down. How the hell does that happen? How does that happen?
We can't go wrong.
Yes, it's a fail-proof plan. It's gotta work. Oh, Jesus. And Matt Jackson. Oh my God, are you still on? I can't think of a better cue to terminate our 2-hour podcast broadcast than Matt Jackson.
Sorry, we can't take the negativity of Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson's too negative for us.
He's forced us off the air. He's forced us. You're harsh on our buzz, Matt, you motherfucker. Yes. I hope you listened to the early part, Matt, because we busted your balls for 20 minutes before you got here.
Go culturally appropriate something else, all right? Pretend you're from Florida. Culturally appropriate a Floridian.
Hey, there's some hot Floridians, dude.
Well, but that wouldn't be Matt. And if it was, I'd really be scared.
God. That's a good end. So we talked about Matt. Listen to the beginning part, 20 minutes or so. We busted your chops if you haven't listened already.
Cut everything out but the beginning and the end. You can hear us talking about Matt and making fun of him, and then talking about Matt Jackson and making fun of him.
And then dildos and Hitler in between. Perfect. What else are you looking for, motherfuckers?
My head hurts.
Eric with a strap on too. We got touched on Eric.
There is that ain't happening. $500. $500. You'd have to hit
$500, and you're going to wear a strap on. Is that what you just said?
Well, I'd have to have the money bid up front because I'm not buying one unless we know.
As if you don't have one already, motherfucker. As if.
No, the channel is gonna get booted. We can't do it. Can't do it.
Why? A strap on is gonna get you booted?
Yes.
Oh, YouTube sucks. You suck, YouTube. We can't see Eric in a strap on to raise money for fucking cancer kids. You suck, YouTube.
Yep. No, sorry. I couldn't even do it on the blog because then I'd have to go adult only.
Bitch.
So sorry.
All right. So Matt, you're not going to see Eric, Matt, in a strap on. So sorry to disappoint you.
Right.
Anyway.
Matt Melman, the channel might get booted from today anyway.
That's kind of true. We did mention Hitler and Nazis.
Yeah,
Dildos.
well, it might get demonetized. It might get removed from the.
You know something?
What?
If you're gonna get demonetized, it might as well go down with Hitler strap-ons and dildos.
No,
I mean,
no,
you know,
no, not happening. Folks, as always, as I always close these things out, we're in the midst of the world of COVID. Joe, myself, we are not medical professionals. We are both vaccinated. Those were personal choices for us based upon our comorbidities, our personal choice.
we're fat.
Yeah,
I
well,
am,
that's one of
I'm
them. Yeah.
fat. At least he's not so much.
But I've got congestive heart failure, so yoo-hoo, and I'm a type 2 diabetic.
Yeah,
Folks,
yeah.
use your common sense. All right, you wouldn't cast a fireball in a 10 by 10 room, or so you tell me after you cast a fireball in a 10 by 10 room, and I tell you the blowback blew up your whole fucking party. You're like, I would never have done that. I've got common sense. Use your common sense. All right, that's all I'm saying. Rely upon what you see your characters have in games. Use it yourself. Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll the dice. Charity stream on Twitch. Oh Jesus. We'll
Twitch. I still haven't figured out how to use YouTube yet. You're gonna get me on Twitch now?
Yes, that'd be awesome, folks. As always, thank you for the live stream participants, and remember, subscribe.
Yes, we got 1,020, 1.02K. My math is off these days, but I think that means 1,020, right?
Yes, or they round it down, so we can have 1,029, and it'll show
nice.
1.02.
We're safe in that buffer zone. We probably won't lose. Well, we might lose a bunch after time.
Well, I might. Joe the lawyer wants Tenkar to wear a Marillo.
Yeah.
So, okay, Raggy.
That will be the most
unsubscribe. No.
That'll be the most screenshotted fucking video you've ever done, dude.
You know what? There are people out there that would be like, "Oh my God, thank you, Tenkar finally did something. We can now cancel him."
For wearing a feather boa and a dildo. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's like, you can't cancel me. I'm not employed. Sorry.
Psych.
All right, folks. Thank
Later,
you
guys.
so much. We'll catch you all later.
Take it easy.